Very good evening, Osiaro. Thank you so much for joining, especially panelists for giving me your precious time to our program, International Buddhist Online Forum. That is different from Tawagu Aju Forum. Tawagu Aju Forum conduct every Sunday, apart from the last Sunday of every month. Why we exclude the last Sunday of every month is to organize this IMBOT, International Buddhist Online Forum. The main purpose of our forum is to organize or to create a network between Buddhist organizations from over the world. So my purpose is to create network and to exchange our idea, information, wisdom. So today's program is IMBOT program, International Buddhist Online Forum. As you know, we announced already the topic. Today, our topic is Buddho Bodheyyam, the inquiry, innovation, implementation, and education, current reality, and future outlook. This topic is given by our most senior Seattle respected brother, Venerable Dhammasara. He gave this topic. So based on this topic, we will discuss one by one. I planned 5 questions right now. Accordingly, I will ask a question to the panelists. They will give their opinion. So before we go to our discussion, I would like to introduce briefly our panelists. The first, our senior Seattle, Venerable Dhammasara. He is the director of Titigu Buddhist Academy in Mandalay, the founder of Dhammapriyaya, founder and chief executive Dhammapriyaya Foundation. He obtained PhD degree from Punjab University, India. Okay, just his qualification is very long. It will take long time. So just briefly, we say he is a very respectfully erudite scholar, we can say. Okay. The second, I would like to introduce our my senior brother, Venerable Bhikkhu Kesara. Now he is currently doing PhD degree at Lucknow University. At the same time, he studied Tibetan Buddhism and Hindi, and then he is now good at Tibetan and Hindi. Especially, he is expert in Buddhist history. Thank you so much, Venerable Bhikkhu Kesara, for giving your precious time to our program. The next, Reverend Ratasara. He is currently visiting lecturer at Currenta University. Now he obtained a PhD degree from Currenta University. Venerable also very active in academic activity. The fourth panelist is Venerable Mission Currenta. He is a Titigu, Yangon Titigu student, Yangon Titigu Buddhist Academy student. He obtained BA, MA from there. Now he studied PhD. Oh no, he obtained MA from IBSC, no? And now currently studying PhD degree in IBSC. So that is it. Our panelists, very distinguished scholar we had today. According to our agenda number 2, I will ask some question. As we know, our topic is Buddho Bodheyyam. First, because Sarah gave this topic, but I would like to ask the question, Sarah, how do you understand the Bodhisattva bound Buddho Bodheyyam, awakened and to awaken other? Have you ever implemented this idea in your practical work? If so, how do you do? Another way.
Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Tonight is great pleasure for me and great privilege for me to present my idea and my thought on the topic Bodheyyam, inquiry, innovation and implementation in education, the current reality and future outlook. First of all, I would like to make some disclaimer about myself. Now I'm working at the Buddhist Academy Manali as a director, and I'm also freelance postdoctorate researcher. But I prefer this time more than my academic position as a director in the Buddhist Academy Manali. That what I mean is I'm not a representative of the Buddhist Academy Manali. I'm just representative of myself uh, as a researcher who very interested in the education. So that's why uh, I'm, it is great honor for me to be here right now, to meet you, to meet you. So my idea is the Bodho Bodhi. One, I was asked to join the International Buddhist Forum, the third International Buddhist Forum, organized by the Tuagu Education Center. So I feel very happy uh, to try the forum, but I don't think I can contribute too much on the subject matter, especially education. But I have my own feeling and my own interest in the bodhisattva idea, the fulfillment of the parami. So one bodhisattva fulfilled the parami. Uh, he started with the abhinihara, aspiration, the strong wish, uh, like Buddha Bodhi. This is the one of his inspiration, for example. But in Myanmar, people know Buddha Bodhi and Buddha Mosi and Tainotari. And there are some other also, for example, Tanto Tamiyan, Prinibudo, Prinibabiyan, Atato Atati, something like this. So when I know such kinds of aspiration of the Bodhisattva, I, I, I believe that this kinds of idea is too much and is very close to the education. So when we do the education, when we conduct the education, when we understand education, the term I just remember. What is the meaning of the education? Why do we do the education? So and then I just remember the Buddha body. This is the first Pali verses, Pali terms. It came to my mind when I think about the education. So so why do we do the education? Why do we need education? So there's very simple answer from the Bodhisattva. It is one aspiration, one strong wish, Bodho, Bodhiyan, Tawagu Sayadaw said, awakened to awaken others. And in other words, to be enlightened and to enlighten others. So this is very simple tense. So I like very much when I think about education. So that's why I choose the terms for the topic when I was asked to give the proposed title of today forum. Today forum. So I propose this term, the Bodheyyam. It will be very nice. It is very relevant to the education, etc. So it will be very nice. It will never old in Pali literature as a Buddhist, as a Buddhist monk, as a Buddhist community. It is very beautiful words, the Buddha body. This is the general term. But for myself, so is it applicable for me or for others? So that is not sure. This depends upon our 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 our, our ability. So can we do this one, or how much can we do? To what extent can we do to awaken, to be awakened and to awaken others? I'm not sure, but for me, it's beautiful. It's very big inspiration for me to force me, to push me to do more into the deeper level of the education center and to enjoy the daily life of educator, to enjoy the daily life of uh, teacher, to enjoy the daily life of the students, Bodho body. Each and every word, it struck me every day from morning to and at night. It struck me. It made me do more. So it's very beautiful for me and personally. So every day when I do, when I work as an educator, when I work as an academic staff, whatever I do in the university, in campus for education, I just think about our body. So it will make me much more understand in education. And then one day,
Mm. Hello.
the
Hello.
view on the Buddha body. Thank you very much.
Mm. Can you hear? Maybe my connection disconnect.
Sure, we can hear.
Okay. Somewhat I cannot hear zero. Anyhow, thank you
Maybe
for your.
connection problem. I think.
Mm. Thank you very much for your answer. To be honest, I never heard such a word. Tanto, Todi,
Dotami,
Tanto the me.
Dotami. There are eight words.
Uh, uh, okay, very good. Okay, next, I would like to give the floor to Venerable Reverend Ratazara. Would you like to contribute on this topic, Bodho Bodhya? How do you understand and how do you apply into daily life?
Okay, good evening, all the venerables, Sangha and Venerable Dr. Wisodas. Thank you for your inviting to this forum, and I'm really appreciate to be here and the sharing some little knowledge and all the my our participants. So when I heard about the topic, I was thinking about there is something we need to fight some old Asian idea. It is like a answer, provoking the well of what we are, trying to demonstrate it in the present day. So that will be also I was very much inspired and motivated to talk about this topic. So to be honest, yeah, like Venerable already started the Bodho Bodhya is this is the unit of when we're talking about the Buddhism. So Bodho Bodhyas, this is the awakening individualized and also not only the individual but also the well-being of the others. So this is a lot of, deeper meaning. And when we look into deeper, so this is we show about what is Buddhism is. So this is how Buddhism is. And then also, if I talk about very personally about as much as my understanding in the Buddhism is, very much generosity. The Buddhism is very much the open-minded and free will and always, welcoming to the others. And he never gave, that calling to, giving something and, giving the same expectation. So which means Buddhism is very much free. And if I talk about a little bit like because related with this content and especially the education, let's say Buddhist education. And Buddhism is starting from not only for the individual awareness, but also the spiritual well-being as the whole the universe. This is how Buddhism trying to ascend to the whole the world. Then if I have to contextualize of sorry, can you hear from my side? It's a little bit noisy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry. So if we have to the contextualize in Buddhist in the Buddhist ethic, then the Buddhist is also has make it very clearly in the content of the education. So like for example, like we have a 3 level of the Buddhist education. So like what is it called? The Pali is Suttamaya. So and this is a kind of what we are learning in the Pali and the achieving or the knowledge. So that is how the Buddhists start when we are talking about the education. And my understanding is another one is what is Jinpaya. This is a really great and really relevant to what we are talking, the scientific approach of the science study of during the this day. And when we talking about this Jindamaya of it is always involving with the logical connection and also the analysis of what is what we are studying and the how Buddhism is allowing to critical thinking. That is we can relevant to when we are talking the later of the topic. So regarding with based on the Bodheyyam is also I feel that kind of state. And also Buddhism is not only just not stopping just having a learning, but also we can understand that Buddhism there is not a theory without practical. That is called the what is called the bhavanamaya. It is the last state of when we are learning very much practical. So that is how Buddhism very systematically to innovate it up from the Buddhist perspective on what we call education or yeah. So that's why I feel very much inspired by taking the inspiration and also the motivated and also based on those kinds of the Buddhist ethic and let's say Buddhist ethic, yeah. And of course, as we already know about that, we have a very good teaching. We got to learn a lot of things. And every day we ask, especially we are Buddhist monk, then whatever do we do, we are not only trying our only, our liberation. So which means even we know something here is also today, we just know about something, but we trying to share not only, to ourselves, but also we trying to understand to the others as much as we can. So this is how we are of course relevant on the what are the Buddha's teaching of the Bodhiya or so I feel this is a very great starting at this point, and also this is the unit that we are going to ascend of any other things. So thank you, Banu.
Thank you, Reverend. Yeah, we had to consider the 3 types of wisdom. Sudhamaya, Sindhamaya, Bhavanamaya. Very good point. Thank you, Venerable. Just now, next night, I would like to ask Venerable Bhikkhu Kesara Would you like to add some more idea?
Yes. Firstly, thank you so much, Venerable Visuddha and Venerable Dhammachara, to organize such a great event to share our ideas and our view. My voice is okay?
Yes, okay.
Firstly, I have to confess that I'm not well prepared to answer such a deep question. But from my perspective, in Theravada Buddhism, the deadliest sin is, if we can call it sin, the deadliest sin is ignorance. It is avijja. So Buddha is to overcome ignorance. I understand like that. To overcome ignorance and to have right view, samadhi. So according to Theravada perspective, it is very important to have right view. So please, sorry for my mic. Mic is something wrong.
It's okay. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay,
So
we can hear.
So my voice can be here? Can be heard?
Yeah. Okay, Bhante.
Yes. So to overcome ignorance is the most important in Theravada Buddhism. So education, as far as I understand, is to overcome ignorance, to understand the right cause of every event. This is very whether it is secular or supramental, and the nature of wisdom is the same as far as I understand. The nature of wisdom is the same, and the definition of wisdom is to understand the right cause, whatever it may be. So there will be many definitions for education. From Theravada perspective is just like the four noble truth, the cause of suffering, the noble truth for suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the way that lead to the cessation of suffering. That is education, as far as I understand. So education is the most important purpose of education is to remove suffering, maybe physical or mental. So to gain wealth, this is to remove physical suffering. To have happiness, this is to remove mental suffering. So this is the real essence of education, as far as I understand. Bodheyyam, the Buddha himself, tried to realize the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth. This is the fourth noble truth. And he shared his experience and his instruction to others to realize like himself. So to summarize, in education, it is very important first to educate ourselves before to educate others. So that is a little contribution to the conversation. Thank you so much.
Anyhow, that's a good point. That's the most important point, the Four Noble Truth. Buddha,
Yes.
the meaning of Buddha means enlightenment, the Four Noble Truth, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. We can get the different perspective. We will be very happy to hear from the different person, different perspective. Okay, next, Venerable Currenta, please contribute your idea on this question.
Hello, good evening, all my senior monks and all. Okay, first of all, I would like to say thank you, Venerable Wisoda, for inviting me here. I'm very happy to join this program because I have a chance to meet some of the senior monks that I admire. I think I'm the new participant in this program. I think all of them I have seen before in this program. Okay, for this question, we have to think deeply about Buddho, Bodheyyam. We have to divide these two, Buddho and Bodheyyam. Where's Buddho? Awaken, yes. The Buddha trying to be awaken one by himself. After that, awaken others. Yes, we have to think deeply. Some of the people or some of the monks, I think they are forgetting this one. They want to make others awaken one, but they forgot to try themselves to be awakened one. Yeah, we should try because nowadays we monks I think many monks they are trying to go abroad or they're trying to study abroad. After that, they want to teach the lay people, even to monks. But I think they themselves they are the awakened ones in education, not in local drug area, and just want to focus on the normal education. That's right. We have to think. We ourselves, yes, we are, yes, awakened one. But yeah, we should think by ourselves. But we are preaching or we are talking to the lay people and then monks. We are teaching some of the teaching, but they don't know clearly. That's why we should think about this one and we should focus on this one. We have to think by ourselves to be awakened one and yes, later. Yeah, it's very practical method for education. Yes. If we don't use this one, yeah, we cannot be successful. We cannot do anything. We should first try to be, yes, we can learn in education. Yes. If we don't know about this one, if we forget this Buddha Bodheyyam, we will do or we will follow some easy way. At that time, we don't realize this one. Because of us, yes, because we don't know something clearly, but we teach the lay people or we teach the monks. Yes, our people, yes, they will lose an opportunity because of our mistake. That's why we should try Bodho to be Bodho like this, and then Bodhi is very meaningful and it has very deep meaning. Yes, and we should try. Yes, on the other, if we are very good at in something or some place, yes, if we are very good at, if we can do very well and yes, at that time we can share the teacher, we can share the monks, and we can share the lay people at the time because of us, because of us, the teachers are very good. Yes, because of the teacher, yes, they can get benefits, a lot of benefits. And that's why. Yes, so that's why we should focus on Buddha Bodhiyyam. Yes, to realize this one, and we should try to be Buddha, and we should try to be Bodhiyyam people, Bodhiyyam monks. Yes, that's my idea. I think it's just simple. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution. Anyhow, we have to remind ourselves to know ourselves first, and
Yes.
then to make others know. I'm not making the argument I'm thinking, Venerable Tamasara, to in this sense, Bodho Bodheyyam, support. As for parents, they don't know much about the math. They don't know much about the science, but they let their son know the math, the science. They let their son go to the school and study. So the parents, some villager, no? Some villager, they used to say, we are not lucky enough to study education, but I want to provide my children study well. So I'm trying to put my children to the school. As for them, even though they are not Buddho, but we can say they are Bodheyyam. Can we say like this?
Very interesting topic. But for them, I have very good words for them. In Pali, they call lokasa dasita. Lokasa dasi. Lokasa dasita means the first two words is aparaka, potaka. They raise their children and then they feed their children and then they show the student. They show the war. They show their children the war because this is the very important. This is kind of the instincts. But in modern day, they call the responsibility. But this is the instinct. This is the parental instinct. They know when the children born, when the kids born. They know this is a very pure living
Loving
being
kindness.
instinct.
Maybe
Living
it
being
is,
instinct.
but it can be called survival wisdom.
Yeah, of course, we can say that in any and in some aspect we can see that. But I love the logos of the Sitaro. This is a very beautiful word in Pali. But Bodho Bodhya is, and then they don't know the education their children get, but they know their responsibility. This is another way of knowledge because they know their responsibility. That's very good way. Very good. This is the common sense. And instant,
I
like Petra said, survival mode, you know,
just
in the jungle,
the
this is very
But
important.
the thought.
Bani
Of
Dhamachara,
course.
Bani
Yes,
Dhamachara is Buddho Bodhiyyam. Buddho, is there any close relation with Buddho and Teno or Motor? I
yeah.
mean knowledge and liberation.
I
Liberation
think
and
we were,
from secular
oh, I see.
perspective, not spiritual liberation. Even for economic liberation and something like that, social liberation, something like that. Can we think like that?
Yeah, sure, Bande.
For,
Without knowledge,
for,
we can
yeah,
do it, isn't it?
for ultimate, the Bodho Avenue for the highest level. This is the highest level of Bodho is Savinyuta Jnana, the fully awakened one. This is a fully awakened, fully enlightenment, but not for all, but for different individual and different level, different personality. We have our own different Bodho. With Jnana Tamyo, in a bit of my perspective, we can say Jnana Tamyo, not Mahagudo say, Mahagudo Jnana Tamyo, Mahagudo Jnana Tamyo is probability. But it is one from the Abhidhamma perspective. But we can discuss throughout the forum. I think this is the beginning.
Okay. Just okay. Let's move to next question. The first question we spent 40 minutes
1 hour.
already. Okay, at first, I thought I will give the floor to the participant to contribute their idea, but okay, just please wait. After all the questions, we can discuss. Okay, let's go to the next question. Next question I arrange is that based on your experience, how is education system for the monk and novice organized, run in your country, especially there's not in Myanmar. We know, but just to record for the record, Venerable Ramasara, will you explain a little bit more about these two questions? How is the education system for monastic member, monks and novices in
In our
breed?
country,
Yeah. Maybe we had that some foreigner here, international participant. They may want to know.
traditionally in our country, in Myanmar, we have a very systematic pre-ID education for the Buddhist monk. It's since very long time ago, since the Buddhism arrived, the Buddha Dhamma arrived in our country. We call the Pariyati Dhamma. Pariyati Dhamma. It is kind of the non-formal education, because we at the beginning there's no exam, there's no prescribed curriculum, because as a Buddhist, as a sangha, as a sangha member, they should learn the Buddha Dhamma. This is their way of life for them. So traditionally we learn the Dhamma Vinaya throughout our life. This is we call the non-formal education, and then later it developed into the formal education. Formal education means we have the curriculum, we have the examination system, we call the Patamabhyan or something like this, and others related examination as well. This is we call the formal education. And then another is informal education. Informal education also we also have in our Buddhist community. Is kind of the lifelong learning. As a lay people, they don't need to go to exam. They recite the Dhamma, they recite the Preta, they practice the meditation. It's kind of the another education way of the learning. We call the informal education. This is the lifelong learning. So in our country, for a monk, for a lay people, for a monk and for a novice, and for the nun, Buddhist nun, and for lay people, women and lay men, for kids, they have their different types of learning style and standards. But in specifically, we have three: formal and non-formal and informal education, even in the Buddhist education. So but in the later, it developed into the secular education, combined with the Bhagga, the novices and the young monk, they learn the secular education, or the same as the formal, informal, and non-formal education they learn. This is the brief explanations of education system in our country. Thank you very much.
Maybe if we say today, cannot finish. Okay, just in brief, Venerable Sara, how about in Sri Lanka education system for monks and novices? In brief. I'm used,
Okay, thank you, Venerable. So I'm not very much aware of in Sri Lanka the education, but I know a little bit in Sri Lanka the education system, monks, and I don't know about the name because I saw only the monk of and the novice. So the as much as I know about the Sri Lanka education system is they have also before going to the university they have three high school. It is called like Pariwena or Vidyalangara. It is a kind of like monastery education that all the monks and the novices that they need to be attended and they need to be finished in the high school in order to attend the university. So basically I know very little bit. So the curriculum, the subject is they are implementing like Pali and a Sanskrit, and also the history, and also mathematics. So all those things are based on the Buddhist teaching, and also that the subject are connected with the university level, which means if someone who finish the high school or from the Pariwana, it's like I think Baka, or I don't know, it's called the Pariwana or Vidyalangara. So the person who finished from that degree of the higher level, so that he cannot directly join to the university. So that is what I know, Venerable, in Sri Lanka.
Okay. After education, high school, not high school, how to say,
Yeah, high
basic
school
education,
education.
higher education. Higher
Yeah.
education, we all know, no? Most of the
Yeah,
months.
but I'm
Yeah.
talking just only the
Okay.
higher education. I'm not talking about like a
Basic.
university.
Basic education.
Yeah, yeah.
How about in Thailand? Another going there, have you aware of that monastery education system in
Yes,
Thailand?
just a little funny. In
Mm.
China, I have that there are 9 steps in Pali's. And there's 2 kinds of method. Pre-ED, only pre-ED, and they miss the pre-ED and more education. Yes, for only pre-ED method, yeah, they have 9 steps. If they pass all 9 steps, they can set the Maha in front of their name, like Prat Maha, and then their name. But if they don't pass the 9 steps, they cannot set Maha in front of their name like this. The other method is they use the pre-ED, and they choose just secular education. They miss and they choose after that they join the university like this. Yes, that's it.
Okay. Payaka, no. And then in India, there is no specific education system, no?
Yes, yes,
For the
yes, yes.
master and novice. They don't
Yes,
count master and novice separately.
yes. But interestingly, in India, there is one famous college. It is called Samanera College. The
Oh.
founder is famous monk Ananda Kosala. But now he passed away. It is located in Nagabu. Nagabu is the town we call Ambedkar, Dr. Ambedkar. So there is one Samanera college. One time I visited there, and the founder was very famous scholar. Is Rahula Sankicharya.
Yahula Dankisi.
Yeah, Rahula Sankicharya in Myanmar. Rahula Sankicharya. And he's a friend of Rahula Sankicharya. And he's the only Punjabi monk. Punjabi monk. Punjabi Buddhist man. And he founded Samanera College. And now the generation that descended from him, now they become senior monk now. One time I visited there, as you know, Buddhism became popular during 1950s, around 1950s. From then on, Buddhism in India is slowly decreasing. The interest in Buddhism is slowly decreasing.
Decrease or increase?
No increase. It's a slow.
Down.
Yes. The highest interest is around 1950s. During 1950 and 1960, yes. Around that time, there were many famous Buddhist scholars from India. For example, Rahula Tankis Tiayan. Yes. At the
Buddha
moment,
Abhidhamma.
yes. Another one is Jagatikashpa. And he's a very famous Pali scholar, and he translated Pali Tibetica into Hindi. Just I want to show this.
Okay. We cannot see
And
clearly.
yes, because I blurred my background. And
Okay.
he compiled Pali Mahabhyatharana, Jagatikashpa. And wonderfully he translated, he and his companions translated all Pali Tibetic into Hindi language. So they were able to translate Pali into Hindi. So there will be some kind of education among them. But I cannot tell how they educate. Yes.
Anyhow, they got it. Maybe
Yes.
the Pali language is very familiar with them. They are
That's correct. That's correct.
for them not so difficult to study Pali.
Yes.
Okay, just introduction the education system from different country. Okay, let's go to
Randy, can I dive into about that question?
what is this?
Yeah, can I dive into that question? In Myanmar, how is it like our education style?
Okay, will you mind to wait until we finish our panelist program?
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
Sorry for that, no? Thank you for
Yeah,
your
yeah.
introduction.
I'm a newcomer, so I don't know the rules. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Ben.
Thank you for your understanding. Surely we will go back. We will come back again here. Okay, that question I'm prepared for you is that Venerable Dhammasara is very like the word innovated. So what new change or new innovation are happening in our country, in your country, in country post education system? If there's any new changes or innovation in our country, like Venerable Dhammasara, you start in our country?
In Myanmar?
Yeah.
No, I'm the only person in Myanmar, I think. So I will give some points on the innovation in our Buddhist education in Myanmar. As I said earlier, we have the three types of education: the formal, non-formal, informal education. Even in the non-secular education. Non-secular education means Buddhist education, kind of the religious education. And even in this setup, we have different types of learning atmosphere, learning system. We can say the learning atmosphere is never ending. This is lifelong learning. But from the beginning, for example, since the Buddha Dhamma arrived in our country, it developed. It developed in each and every uh, era, each and every period. They developed little by little, and sometimes it changed. It changed a lot. But in 21st century now we are now here in 21st century. It changed. It changed a lot. But one I say the change, not technologically, but theoretically it changed. It changed from normal, from the traditional way of education system to the modern way of education system. For example, the previously we don't have education system. We just learn. We just do for our priority duty, and then it changed into the education system we call the formal education. So we have to take the exam. We have to get the degree, Paramabhiyan or Damasriya or Vizunda or some the Jatiya Samaniya or something like this. So it changed into another form. And then now it changed another way. Another way is the modern education system. The universities are established throughout our country, and then the education system is completely changing. But the core of the teaching system is not changing. But when I want to add the innovation, what I expect innovation in our education system is, as Begu Gitra said, the Four Noble Truths. But not from the Four Noble Truth perspective, from the problem solving approach. For example, what I want to see in the education system is not learning by heart, by understanding and applying in our life. This is very important for our education system to be changed. For example, you see the problem, you see the situation, and you see the problem, and you see the solution, and you see the you no you learn the you see the solution, no you see the situation, and then you understand the cause of the situation, cause of the you see the problem, you understand the cause of the problem or something like this. So
Okay.
one I want to see in the innovation for the education is the problem solving using the Buddha Dharma in our life, or for ourselves and for the future, for our environment, something like this, to make the innovation. But currently we don't find much the innovation system in our education. But we think right now is okay. It is good enough for ourselves, but we can do more. We can innovate more. So there is my, this is not my favorite words actually, but I think we need this one.
Okay.
We need this one, especially in
I
our
think
country.
you practice and innovating in your academy, Mandalay
Oh,
City.
Uh, actually, in our academy, my approach is as an educator. First, we should do ourselves, and we should train ourselves, and then we should train others. So this is my one approach. And then when I say the innovation, this is a very minor step of innovation in education system. For example, from the normal from the former uh, we call the classroom education to the online education using the online platform, and even when I start in the COVID, when the COVID start, we transform from the normal classroom into the online classroom. So one we uh, uh, conduct the online classroom, we use the online technology. So this is the one step of innovation. But whatever we use, whatever technology we use, this is not the innovation. But
Oh,
for what we are using such kinds of material, one important thing is to solve the problem. And to
okay.
solve problem for oneself or for others, for all, something like this. This is the way of the problem solution way of innovation. What I expect. But we are trying to make sure that whatever we innovated, it is for good. It is to solve the problem. This is what I want in the innovation for the education.
Okay.
To solve the
I think, and then I heard that you encourage your student to write the Bali poem, everyone story like this. I think this one also a kind of innovation.
oh, this is the I make the choice. For example, uh, previous in the past, the monks and the Buddhist community, they learn the Pali very well. They learn the Pali very well. But after the formal, it is at the time non-formal education. They don't have exam, So they enjoy the Pali learning. They enjoy the whole life. They read the Pali literature. They write the Pali literature, something like this. But now, in one education became the Pariyati became the formal education, and then it lost the state. It lost the state. We don't write much. We just learn by heart. Even we don't try to compose the Pali. Even we don't write the poem, Pali poem, for ourselves or for whatever it is. And then we don't even write the book. We call the Ganta. Ganta means the text, the Pali text. We don't even write the Ganta text. So that's why I try to renew. This is not the new one. I try to renew the old one into the modern style. For example, in the past, we write on the paper. But in the past, people write on the family. But now, the new generation, they write on the Canva, something like that. We change the platform. They write on the TikTok. They write on the Facebook. They write on the Telegram. So we change the platform, and then whatever platform we change, it doesn't matter. We use the Pali. We write the Pali poem. We write the Pali essay. We write the Pali story. We use the Pali for daily dialogue, Something like using now you're using the English. This is kind of this. This is not the innovation. This is the renewing the old one. But in modern way, But in this way, we can say that the innovation. But we need more. We should do more. We can do more.
Okay.
So thank you very much. This is my thought on the innovation.
Okay. Thank you so much, Venerable. But I think that we are now in 21st century. Most of our members still studying the curriculum prescribed by in 19th century.
So there's one thing we have to talk about.
Okay. Let me.
It's very serious.
Just now, I want to hear from Reverend Ratchasara. Have you ever noted that the Sri Lanka education system is for monastic member? Do they have any new changes or any innovation?
Yes, Venerable. So, to be honest, this question is very much important. I think in the discussion of this event, I think so. This is not only the Myanmar, but also the whole, even in Sri Lanka, this problem is happening. So maybe some other country as well. So, my understanding is your question seems to be, you want me to say something how, we should in place or adding some innovation, which is maybe language or skill or maybe some creativity or something like that. So that is also, I assume that you are saying, I'm thinking the question is based on that. And also, Venerable Sitaku Chin, also he has already given the different kinds of the innovation. So also, I'm also very enthusiastic talking about this question a little bit, and also I am also sharing what is happening as much as my understanding in the Buddhism. So, to be honest, when we're talking about this question is we have a lot of challenges of facing in the right now, especially Buddhist education. So the problem is what? Then we have to ask ourselves what is happening in our education system in the present day. So if we're looking back of what we have learned, so we have a lot of, facing a lot of challenges even now. And also like this kinds of question, there are many practitioners that they have also talking about to change something our system, what we learned in the previous time. So which is like something like a language or maybe some others, knowledge or some others, something like that. So, but I think there's not any changing yet, but it is still ongoing. even in what we are learning. So my very personally, I want to say about the education of in the monastery or in Myanmar or from the Buddhist teaching. So to be honest, the Buddhism we have a very, especially in Myanmar, I would like to rather say very personally, Myanmar is one of the very, very good country and very developed in Buddhist study. And then we have a lot of source that, many different learning and, many different level and very highest examination that, and it is even today are, the many of the examination are holding. And then, my thinking is if I talk about this kinds of the question, it is always coming in my mind of the question is like what kinds of label are we going to talking? It's mean like our monastery education or at the university level. So it's clear. So which means the well approach, for example, if I compare a little bit like Myanmar and Sri Lanka, we have a little bit different kinds of approach in the university of in Buddhist education. Because if I say about from the well of approach from the Myanmar, of course the Myanmar is totally based on most of the the traditional of the Daika or devotee, mostly based on like a Sada. It's not like a kind of monarchy education system. It's like a Vipassana Dura or the way, how they are believing. That's why from the other side of, if we're talking about the monastery system of the monastery education of university, so there was a little bit challenges that we cannot demonstrate in that society. Anyways, if we're talking about that environment, so there's very a few that, even, doing the like academically, or maybe some others are doing, but very less. So, but in Sri Lanka, so in Sri Lanka, yeah, Sri Lanka also we have some problem of innovating that they also wish to add some technology of that, especially now the AI is very much influence. So couple of weeks ago, we have some discussion in the university. So it's very much a new challenges for us. We don't know, we don't understand. So that is, our challenges. So the question is came out whether we should learn or whether we should allowing or some instead of the university, instead of stopping or prohibiting using the AI or technology like that. And for me is I often think about one of the scholars said, I still remember he said like one day you should learn about the language. He said like that. Why? Because if you do not learn about the language of especially he said that the English, then you Buddhism of you will lose. But when you think about this one, so it is actually very simple. But just learning about the language or the innovative, what we are really necessary and it is really appropriate. So it is better to allowing of some instant. So my answer is feeling in that question is I would like to rather say we should, this is our challenge. That's why we have to do many different part of doing the like a conference or now it's also Myanmar is doing the many university, they're trying to also gathering, and this is very good. We can get a very strong part. Then if we are very much strong, then that kind of environment, the later it will be much well of why this is important. So finally, I want to say this question: what way of we want to go? This is how the question is, because if we want to go on the university level of some higher level of relevant with the modern, so this is something we need to do something. We need to do something, because even nowadays in Sri Lanka, my understanding, most of the conference vulnerable they also trying to engage in the modern concept. That means they are not comparing with the moderns, but they just trying to prove it of showing what Buddhist teaching can apply in the modern society. This is how currently Buddhist Buddhist studies is going in the present day. So finally, so we have to ask ourselves what way of we want to go. If we are okay, even though if it's not developed, we are okay just maintaining what we have already. So that's absolutely fine. But if we want to a little bit connect with the moderns of the some, some others, so this is something we need to think about very carefully what we shall add. So thank you, Venerable. Thank you. This is what I'm feeling about this question.
Okay, anyhow, thank you for your answer. Okay, just I want to know, whenever going there, the Thailand is a very modernized country. They always use innovation and challenges and new challenges. So have you ever noted that they had a new change or innovation in monastery education system or Buddhist study?
Yes, Brandy, I think I will share my idea based on our classroom. Yeah, especially based on our classroom. And then, yes, firstly, I want to say that there's in Thailand, like Myanmar, there's some major examination in Thailand, and then some of them know about that. Yes, they hold the some major examination organized by the Myanmar monks and Thai monks. Yes, there's as new changes in Sangha education in Thailand. Yes, this is one of them. And then based on our classroom and our university, I see some of the differences in differences with Myanmar. Yes, they just use they said in the classroom or our lecturer or our teacher, they just said we Thailand use just only applying Buddhism. Yes, so they just it says like this. They use applying Buddhism like this. Some of the Buddhism country they don't use applying Buddhism. They just use they just learn literature. They say like this. Yeah,
study.
yes, a textual study. They just use textual study. But Thailand they use applying Buddhism. This is very different. Yes, they change this one. Yes, they just use they don't learn. Yes, at the university, they don't learn the lecture. They don't learn the Buddhist literature very much. They just learn the one word and they just discard. They use only one word and they discard a long time. Yes, only one word, only study, but they discard that study for 2 hours or 3 hours. Yes, like this. Yes, that's I think very difference. And then they just use they don't use the books and pencil in the classroom. They just use a computer and like this. Yeah, it's very better when we learn in Myanmar. We just use only books. We cannot use computer, how to use computer, how to use email, and how to send email. Yes, but in here, they just use a computer and they just use a technological device. They don't use any books. Yes, we have to learn how to send email. Yes, they are connected to each other, education and technology. Yes, and they innovate this in classroom. Yeah, and it's very different. We have to learn to be familiar with all the methods. Yes.
They emphasize
Yes,
applying
they
it.
emphasize. Yes. And then they focus on this IT. When they teach a B student, they train them to use this IT. Yes. If they cannot use this one, oh, it's not good for student. But if they are good at in technology in classroom, yes, they're very famous and yes, even for education, yes, they are very helpful for the student. If they cannot use, they are trying to call some people or they are trying to ask someone to help him to do something in classroom. If they use very well, oh, it's good. Especially when they make presentation or even though in this Even though these days they are trying to write some article or some paper, some people they use ChatGPT, but understanding or good at in ChatGPT is I think is better way for a student. If we cannot use ChatGPT, it's not good. We should learn. Yes, they also train us to use ChatGPT, how to use ChatGPT. There's a program, yes, for students. As they are changing and they are changing a lot. Yes, student classroom are not the same. They are very different from this year to they moved next year. Yes, there's some differences. I see some differences. But they just learn. Yes, they just learn. How to say? Yes, they just learn only one thing, not a lot, but they change a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, especially they
Generally.
focus on. Yes, when they learn something in classroom, they just focus on the SDG. Whatever they learn about Buddhism, they compare to SDG. Yes, they miss
What is
SDG and Buddhism. Every subject, every situation, they use the SDG and the Buddhism. Yes, nowadays SDG is
what
very
is
famous.
SDG?
SDG is Sustainable Development Goal. Yes, organized by the United Nations. Yes.
SDG.
Every situation, yes, every lesson they use and they compare the SDG and Buddhism. Yes, they change a lot like this. Yes, that's based on my classroom on our university. Yeah, based on Buddhist study and innovative mindfulness and peace study. And also the mindfulness is very famous word in this university and then in Thailand. Yeah, they use mindfulness. If they use or if they understand this mindfulness, they can be a teacher in here. And also they can go to foreign country. They just teach about mindfulness in Norway like this. If they understand the mindfulness, they can be a teacher. Yes, like this what is very famous here. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my idea here. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable. Yeah, you know, if you don't have money, if you don't cannot buy a computer, you cannot study in Thailand.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I would like to hear from India experience. As for India, but they don't have much money, monks and novices anyhow. Bandar Bhikkhu Kesara, have you ever noted that India education system, they implement new changing or innovation?
Yes, it is very difficult to talk about, especially Buddhist education in India, because as Bendy knows, there are very, very few Buddhist monks in India. So, but in Bangalore, there's a one monastery is founded by Mahabodhi Society. They are most of the monks there is from Arunachal Pradesh. Is a just like Arakanese tribes. It's very similar. Yes.
Okay.
The monk, something like that. And another is Xian tribal monks. They studied, and how they study, I don't know much about that. But their contribution is very good because I listen to their talk, I listen to their discussion. It's a very knowledgeable monks. They can discuss very deep topic about Buddhism and modern topics. So there will be some kind of up-to-date education in India, but I don't know much about it. Yes.
Okay. Because time flying so fast. Now 9:30 already. Okay. Venerable, we don't go all the question. Just in brief, I would like to hear from the panelists. As I mentioned in our poster, what is your opinion and like a current reality and future outlook in our country for monastery education system? It is not compulsory to you. If you want to contribute your idea, you can contribute.
It is a very big and dangerous question.
How much time do you have to talk about this?
Now, 30 minutes left.
Very big and dangerous question.
Exactly. That's
Current reality.
That's why I put it this one at the
Okay.
end of the topic.
Okay.
But for me, from my personal perspective, it is very simple. The reality is very simple. We need education. We need education, secular or non-secular, or formal or non-formal, informal, whatever it is. We need to be educated. So there's a very one simple thing. But so what to what extent do we need? There's the one simple thing. So that's why the current situation. That's 10 years ago. About 10 years ago, I wrote a one Pali poem. I don't know. This poem is totally relevant to these two questions: current reality and future outlook. So this is very theoretical idealism poem. But for example, I will give you one simple: the first problem and the first problem and the first answer. Vaizalaya Dwaran Vivara. Vaizalaya Dwaran Vivara. Open the door of the university. The door of the university, the door of the learning center. Vaizalaya Dwaran Vivara. Pamada Thana Pidha. Pamada Thana Pidha. Close the place of negligence. This kind of I write. This is the first two lines of my poem. Open the door of the school, close the door of the negligence. So this is one simple current situation and one simple future outlook. Just open the door of the learning center. Just open the door of the knowledge. For example, if you don't want to say any problem right now, if you cannot mention any problem in our country, just simply say, just open the door of the knowledge. But close the door of the negligence. Like Sveti Kedara said, the door of the moha, something like this.
Okay, negative.
So first, you have to close the pamada. You have to close the pamada. We call the negligence. You don't care. You don't care anything. So you have to close the door of the negligence. Just open the door of the knowledge. This is my in my poem I wrote 10 years ago, but it's very long poem. But the two line is open the door of the knowledge, close the door of the negligence. Very simple. Here in our current situation is something like this. Sometimes it's not easy for us to open the door of the knowledge. But situation is currently the door of the negligence is open. So there's a problem. There's a problem. So that's why the current situation, I don't want to say who's and what, but I want to say very simple. now the door of the negligence is open, but we need to do it. What we need to do is just open the door of the knowledge. This is kind of the another way of the Linga way of expressing the current
Okay.
situation.
Metaphor.
Yeah, kind of the metaphor. You can see this. Because, but I know I cannot express everything in detail.
Okay.
Like
Okay, we
there are some
understand.
very dangerous questions.
Okay, we understand. Okay, just keep it as it is. Would you like to comment, Vande Ratasara, Reverend Ratasara, on this current reality and future outlook? If you feel it's dangerous, okay, you can just keep silent.
No, we want to hear. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, Reverend Ratasara.
Uh, uh, I don't have much vulnerable about this question, and also the question is also it's really good to learn anyhow, whether it is a challenge or whether it is difficult for us. This is how we have to open up what we want to be. That's why we are just discussing like academics is very freely. So anyhow, we have to come out whether it is maybe there may be some people who are just not disagreed in this idea, but anyhow we have to do it because this is how we are. But anyhow, based on my experience of course, you will just open about Bodho Bodheyyam. That is the key point that we should, open up for the all people, all the person. So then this is the basic fact that we should have in our heart. So whatever we are doing, and if we have that kind of the idea, so there's nothing wrong whatever we are doing, because the idea is Bodhaya is not only our trying to enlighten not only individual life or the personal life.
Thank you.
So okay,
very much.
thank you. So yeah, it will be long. So
Okay, because time is constrained. Veku Kidra, would you like to comment this current
Yes,
reality and future outlook?
yes. I just like to ask questions to Panariva Dhamachala. Yes. As far as I know, for example, student to teacher ratio program. As far as I know, in our traditional education, so many students, but teacher is only one. So how effective is it? Do we need to improve? For example, as far as I know, 20 students to one teacher is good, and 30 to one teacher is acceptable. But over 30 to one teacher, it's very difficult for intensive training. So in our traditional education, sometimes so many students, they follow their teacher. Teacher is one, even 50 or more than 50 students follow. So should we improve students to teacher ratio? Another thing is classroom condition. So modern classroom is, as you know, everyone know, they have table, writing table, and blackboard. But in our traditional education, sometimes 100 students follow their teacher. Teacher is only one teacher. And how effective is it? Another thing is, and some premier binary banks also they comment like that, and curriculum program. And in our traditional curriculum, there are so many subjects. Only for us, for basic level, there are only four standard, four steps. But prescribed curriculums are so many. So how do you think about it?
Yeah.
Banarivata Machara.
See, Ane Usoda, this is
Yeah.
your current reality. we have to talk the overnight.
Okay.
I think
Never mind.
India is not enough.
Okay.
So the first problem, student ratio
Oh,
and
yeah.
classroom condition problem.
Okay.
Should we
Student
improve?
teacher ratio.
But before let me interpret before Sarah, I would like to make a joke that when you say teacher and student ratio is a big problem, teachers are very few, students are so many. But
Yes.
in reality, nowadays the teachers a lot. Everyone want to teach. Everyone want to teach. But
No.
no class. No, how to say? No student we cannot get. Even my monastery, I want to teach, but no student come to me on the online.
But I mean
just
no.
just kidding. Just kidding.
I mean
understand the situation.
practicing traditional monastic complex, Southern Diet. At practicing at traditional practicing monastic educational institution, they are practicing like that. So how effective? How effective is it? Is it waste of energy? Because it is not effective. Many students, teacher cannot give intensive training to students. So we waste energy and resources if our education is not effective. If not shared to as many students as possible. But it would be very wasteful.
I want to say somewhat on the student teacher ratio. For example, as a PhD students, PhD research student, at least we have one supervisor, one guide, or sometimes two supervisors in one student, because it's very serious. So we need the person who take care of our progress and our who supervise our work. So I have two supervisor. For example, this is the higher education level, and this is the very professional formal education. We call the professional formal education, and then we have to pay fee for this to get the supervision. For example, in Thailand, in Sri Lanka, the supervision is very serious. They take care of each and every what you write. But in the primary education, we call the public education. Public education means in the formal education, in public education, most of the country, particularly in our third world country, student teacher ratio is not always good. Not always good. Even in the school, sometimes A, B, C, D, there are different class in one level. For example, grade 1, class A, class B, class C, because there are a lot of students over there. Even one class nearly 50 and above. Because the situation is something like this. That's why we call the current situation. But we call the priority education in our country, in the basic level, for example, the primary level, so or something like this. In primary level, we need good tutor, we need good lecturer to take care of the students. If we have more teacher and more tutor, more demonstrator, it's very good for the students. But we cannot afford. That's why, for example, in some very famous Buddhist education and monastery, one teacher, 300 students, or something like this.
Yes.
Something like this. So this is we call this is the mixing. This is not the professional education.
I think when I see like that, I think it's a not teaching, it's a kind of preaching. Giving Dhamma talks. Yes.
We can say in this case like a passive learning, no? Passive learning. Not
Yes.
active learning. They just receive from the teacher what teacher said. That's all.
Yeah. From this
Wait.
learning.
Please let me remind our panelists because we strayed from the main thing.
Sorry.
Okay.
Many
So what do I
participants.
need to move? Yeah.
Okay.
The last
We will
question.
go. We will go as much as we wish. Don't take care about the time. Okay. Because many participants raise hands. Okay, I want
Do
to
we have
get the
next
floor.
question?
Wait. No. We will stop and zero.
Okay.
Because I want to
Oh,
get the floor to the participant.
oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. The past before the Venerable Tunlin, do you stay here? Tunlin. The Venerable, he raised hands very early. No, he cannot wake. Okay. The second,
Questions?
Venerable, you are
Siabla?
here? Venerable Siabla.
Firstly, I would like to pay homage to all Paranire. My name is Yapla Pandi.
Yeah, you are
Yes,
welcome.
yes, my question is, I'm wondering now, I'm currently reading the books by Paranire, Dhammasami. His book is comparing with these two educational systems from Thailand and from Myanmar. At this on this book, he present like this. As far as I understand, upon this book, he present like this. That's in our country now we had the kinds of examination, Prathamaya examination or Dhammasriya examination. This examination is start from this Salon main PDS he started. Then this examination innovative like Bagan Main, Bagan King, Main Kings, that's British Empire. They innovate this Prathamaya examination or Dhammasriya examination. Before this, we had also a kind of education system. He called this system is academic freedom without facing the syllabus, any syllabus. I mean, it means the teacher can produce or can do whatever he wants to teach his people. We had academic presence or the teacher can revise or the teacher can produce, can schedule every subject for his pupil. They had before this this video we had the academic freedom. When this education system change from informal education to formal education, like without facing the syllabus to we had nowadays we had the fifth syllabus. It means we need to learn according the syllabus. This losing our academic freedom. He mentioned like this in his book, as far as I understand from this book. So my question is, for this perspective or for this presentation, how is your thinking?
What is your opinion on this?
Yeah, what is your opinion for this one, for this
Academic-
idea?
Can I give some
academic-
thoughts?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Siabla, thank you very much. You are referencing your our CRO thesis. When he was very young, he wrote this thesis. I think 2002, he completed his PhD from Oxford. This is between idealism and pragmatism. It's very beautiful book. I love it too much because there's a very good research between the bridge between the Thailand and Myanmar, and then the unlock the traditional and the liberal system, the traditional system and the bridge between traditional system and liberal system in our two countries. That's very beautiful Beautiful book. It's a very good book for the educational research. There's a very good one. But we, for example, that's why I told at the beginning, I told in this forum, I said that in the before we have the informal education. We don't need examination. We don't need examination. We learn without examination. This is our responsibility. This is not responsibility. This is our opportunity. This is the opportunity for us. We learn the Dhamma, we learn the Vinaya, because the Buddha gave us this Dhamma Vinaya for oneself and for others. So there's a very simple learning atmosphere in the Buddhist community. But once the formal education came, and then it became systemized, and sometimes it became limited. It became limited. Then they said the prescribed, but it's not prescribed. It is kind of the limited. You have it make it make it whatever you learn, you have to learn with the limit. You have the border, you have the boundary, you have the limitation. You cannot escape from these limitations. So there is a problem in the formal education. It's never give the learner for the freedom. So there is a bad sign. This is the not bad sign. This is the negative impact of the formal education. But from the formal education, we build our knowledge. From the formal education, we build our knowledge and we build our skill, and then we want towards the informal education, without examination, without accreditation, without I want to say without recognition. We can learn, we can explore, we got, for example, kind of the nanodu tetu tametu sakho urabadi, something like this. You have to explore what we don't know. We have to explore what we don't know. We have to go through wherever we never been before. So it means in Pali, in the Masaja Vatana Sutra, the Buddha said, Ananotu Tetu Tamesu. Ananosu Tesu Tametu Sako Urabadi. This is a very beautiful words. This is the kind of the informal learning. Informal learning, it gives the learner full freedom. Full freedom. It's very beautiful. This is a kind of the pragmatism. This kind of the pragmatism means you have to learn in the real life situation. You have to gain the knowledge from the real life, situation. This is what we call the pragmatic approach. But from idealistic approach, sometimes you have to make frame. You have to make the layer. For example, from Kelaniya, from Mahachula Langkong, from India, from Myanmar, something like this. You have to put the lever. This is kind of the idealism. It means you need the bound. You have the boundary. You cannot escape from the boundary at the beginning. But once you become aware, you can escape from the boundary, and then you go beyond the boundary. This is the education. This is the real education. This is the real education we want. That's why I love inquiry, innovation, and implementation. This is what we call the 3 I's, 3I in education. But we need to think about what's happening right now, and then we have to innovate what we should do, and then implement, and then what we do. So there's the 3I in our education. That's why your question is very nice and very beautiful. And then you read the book. It's very, very nice one. And only the few people know this book. You have hard copy or soft copy?
Yes, I has physical. I borrow from library.
Really, I have the original book. It cost me nearly 1 lakh. But it is very beautiful one. Very beautiful.
Okay.
We should
Okay.
do
You
more.
got it. Because
Oh,
many
thank you
people
very much. Yeah.
respect. You got the point? Yeah,
Yeah, I got the point. Thank you, Dr. Damasara. I have many.
Yeah, this is my opinion. Yeah.
okay, the next, the Kamaji there, and then she raised her hands.
Thank you so much, all the venerables, your prestigious Buddhist educators that I learned a lot from you. But based on what I hear from the keywords of the social liberation, innovative teaching, and there's something with the contemporary problem solving. May I ask, is there any, all of you have the common ground to apply the strategic innovation in solving the contemporary problems? The urgency is like the ahimsa, hiri uttapa, brahmavihara, like this, very the guardian of the world to spread to the mundane level in the strategic, innovative way to educate the people. I think this is the urgency to solve the contemporary problems and also for the future Buddhism. So all the Buddhist educators, not to be confined in the comfort zone in their own university with their own syllabus, but for the mundane level, those who are very wild, very rude, to educate like the Hiri Uttapa, the Ahimsa. So that is a very urgent requirement for the mundane level. So I would like to hear from you and learn from you how to educate. Thank you so much.
Okay, Sarah, do you have any special strategy to innovate for those who are very rude and lack of hiri uttava, right?
Yes. Anyone who want to reply?
Okay,
I
before
also like to hear from Dr. Dhamachara. And thank you, Jagamadi. Your question is very important and the most important challenge we are facing now in our society. Thank you for your question. And I like to hear from Dr. Dhamachara, please.
Oh, I think now I'm a little bit headache.
This is
Thank
the
you,
most
thank you,
important challenge we are facing now, and we need to handle.
thank you very much, Jagamaji. This is very good, very profound question right now we hear. That's why when I explain about my idea on the innovation, I mentioned only problem solving strategy. This is a very simple strategy before at the time of the Buddha, and then now the same after 2,500 years after the Buddha. This is the same problem because the Buddha expounded the first ever Dhammasamon. We call the Dhammasakaputana Sutra, and the Buddha explained very simple: avoid two extremes. It's so simple that people sometimes forget. Avoid two extremes and then go the middle way. So this is the Buddha explained at the beginning of his Dhamma teaching. So this is the very simple and strategic innovation at the time of the Buddha, even today. Because whatever we learn, it must be for the problem solving we face right now. As Ragamaji concerned, we understand, for example, ahimsa, because Ragamaji, you are very
Lost the voice.
yeah, we lost the voice.
we the Buddha even today. in study school.
Pandit, your voice is not audible.
Connection.
Yes,
Connection not
Hello?
good. Pandit.
not clearly audible.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think connection is not so good.
Okay. Let it be. Pandit, Dhammasara, maybe the connection in your side is not good enough. Can you hear me too? Very proper.
No.
Okay, Tikamaji, I would like to tell you a story that before I tell the story, we had the saying that one must fear the sword that is near. That is near. One monk, he went missionary walk to the village, a fishing village. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, once upon a time, one monk went the missionary walk to the village. The village is a fishing village. Every villager, their livelihood is fishing in the river and the sea. So when the monk arrived, the village at the Upasata day, Sabbath day, he preached Dhamma. Oh, the Buddha said you had to observe the 5 precepts. You should not kill any living being. You should not steal other property and so on. And the villager just keep listening and keep silent. The next day, on the table, on the meat, there is no meat. So the whole week, he had to survive with the vegetable. The next Sabbath day, he changed his Dhamma talk, his teaching. Oh, why you fish? Why you fishing? Dhamma, that you go to them, your neck, go to the fish, or fish come to your neck. Fish come to our neck. That's all right. Don't worry. The next day, he got some meat. Do you got my point, Tikamaji? Can you hear?
I can hear.
Do you get my point?
No, I think we should have all of you are the very privileged Buddhist educators. We should have the common ground to create. It's not for the 1 hour talk, what you arranged today is very good one, but it should be the 2 days seminar, not 1 hour for all the monks and the many questions. So this is very interesting. So I want to hear from all the venerables when we have a chance one day.
Okay. Concerning with this Tikamaji question, anyone would like to contribute your idea? Please share in brief, because this is a very important current issue in our country. Yeah, Venerable Sirenda.
Venerable, Mr. Thomas raised his hand a long time ago, so I think we should give him a chance.
Okay. Tikaji Soma.
Yes, respected Sadhus. Thank you very much for your talks. That is nice you brought up this topic. I'm sorry my video is not working.
No problem.
I had to look up this word, Bodheyyam. I had to look it up because I didn't know. And I found the definition not only to find enlightenment, but to teach and liberate others along the way. So that is, now I understand this word. And for me, it is like this. I think it is similar to pariyatti and patipatti. If some sadhus or some daikas or daikamas, they choose for pariyatti, it is good. If they choose for patipatti, it is also good. But it has to go together. And I find this example of the elder Potila in the Kuttaka Nikkei, where the elder Bodhiyyam was a teacher. He teaches thousands of students, but he never tried to meditate himself. And then he put forth the virya, and after 40 years, he also did for Arahata, for Yahanda. So this is on the same line, I think, that I'm so happy that in Myanmar, the Sayadaws teach the Pariyatti so well. And I think it should go together, Pariyatti and Patipatti. Is it correct or not correct?
Okay. Okay, you just come on. We were trying to go together, Priyadi and Patipati. Okay. Venerable Sirenda, you want to come on or give us time?
Okay,
okay.
yes, thanks. So the topic is very interesting. So as much as I know, when we are talking about the education about Myanmar Buddhist tradition, we need to think about two things. And the first one is about Buddhist tradition. So how we learn Buddhist teaching in traditionally. Another one is that we should know about the subject is called education. So for example, when we are talking about the education, we need to learn something, a little bit of developmental psychology. So based on those psychology, they develop curriculum. So for example, okay, if someone is in 5 years, we should learn this and this, and we should not teach this and that thing. Okay. So, and for Buddhist perspective, when we have a traditional learning, so non-example learning, first of all. So later we have example learning. So we all know about this one. So, and another one is when we talking about higher education, especially I think it's about higher education we were talking. So it's a little bit easier to talk about university ranking system. So around the world, there are three famous university ranking system: QS ranking and THE ranking, and then ARWU ranking. Sometimes they call Shanghai Shantou ranking. So, and in their ranking criteria, they have some perspectives such as, okay, student ratio, student teacher ratio, and academic reputation, employment prospects, and research citation. So these are many other things. So when we are talking about Buddhist tradition, Buddhist education, we should compare those criteria. So when you are talking about Myanmar Buddhist tradition, especially higher education, I mean, okay, and not traditional education, okay, and but that's not enough, because we should know about our traditional way of teaching. So in our traditional way, it is okay if we have one teacher and 100 or 1,000 students, it is okay, but no problem. But when we are talking about the higher Buddhist education, we have to compare and we have to think about the university criteria. Yes, and so, and Mrs. Dr. Han said, okay, what is the innovation and what is the ground rule? And then I this in the for Buddhist teaching, just like in China, many universities, they have integrated applied perspectives of Buddhism. For example, if we are talking about Buddhism, the main one is Bhusana Hidaya, Bhusana Dukkaya, for the good of the many, for the good of the many. And so we need to consider, we need to integrate those ideas into our curriculum. So normally we think about, when we education, what to teach and how to teach and why to teach, and then how to access students learn these things. So we need to think about those things altogether. Sometimes I think we don't have ground knowledge, so it is difficult to talk about those things, I guess. If you don't get it, okay, I can a little bit, I can talk about it more. That's all what I know.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution. We got some point. And then we should close our program because it's 10:11 already. After closing our ceremony, we can still remain if you wish, because some panelists may be tired. So I try to prepare the certificate this afternoon, but I cannot open the website, so I cannot prepare for that. Later, I will send you personal chapel, no? Panelists, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Very, very meaningful talk. Hopefully we can see again such a talk in the future, near future. Okay, let's conclude our program by reciting Buddha Sasana Siran 3 times. Buddha Sasana
Siran Tititu, Buddha
Buddha
Sasana, Siran Tititu,
Buddha Sasana Siran Tititu.
Thank you very much, Venerable. Thank you very much, Yaro.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.